Hello, hello, hello. How you doing? How you doing? How you doing? Yeah. Hey, hey, hey. Hello, 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 and welcome to the Church of RNK. Are you ready for our service this afternoon? Are you ready? Are you ready? Are you ready? We're going to start by singing our affirmation. I let go easily. I let go easily. I let go easily. Okay, let's start with that. I let go easily. Nothing is worth my prosperity. I let go. I let go. What are you letting go of today? What are you letting go of that is keeping you from your prosperity? Even the things that seem so obvious. Are you going to let them go? Or are you going to keep holding on to things that keep you down? This week where we'll be using that one, but I let go easily. Now, today we're looking at money. Slave. I started talking a little bit about this yesterday, and I thought, you know what, I'd expound on it even more today. Are you a slave under money, or are you master over money? Because those are two stances that you can take around money. I'm Rosemary Nonny Knight, by the way, in case you do not realize. I am the prosperity minister and a business coach. I support ambitious spiritual people to live in their purpose and to make at least six figures whilst doing so. Along the way, we leave behind the pain, the limiting beliefs of the past, as in remove any blocks, any ideas, any limiting beliefs, any unconscious ideas that keep you from living firmly and profitably and successfully in your purpose. Because I do believe that we're all meant to live free, fulfilled, financially abundant, love-drenched lives. It is not the experience of most people. Most people learn to settle for whatever they can get. We are not those people who choose to do such things. We are those who have decided that we actually get to live the life that we're meant for. It does take courage to be us. It takes courage, it takes determination to be us. Most people do not have, well, it's not that, no, most people do. Everyone has the courage. Everyone has the ability to tap into the courage to live to the best of their potential, but not everybody does it. You are making a decision that you will live to the best. Yeah, live. You will experience the best that life has to offer. You will expand, like we talked about yesterday. Those heavenly experiences mean you, those that the heavenly realm. You know, what was it? What was it? What is it? Where your treasure is, there is your heart. I spoke about yesterday, and also about storing up treasures in the heavenly realm that moths and thieves and whatever cannot destroy. That means is expanding. It is life experiences because the divine realm is within you, becoming more, becoming bigger. And that way it reflects in your physical reality. And you have decided, surely, that that is you. I don't care how old you are. I don't care how much time you feel you've wasted. Do not waste another day pretending that you can settle for less. It is showing. It is showing in your stress levels, in your energy levels or lack of energy. It's showing in how you just eat yourself into oblivion or shocked yourself to death when you try to be anything less than who you are. It is time for us to fully embrace the fact that you are meant to live free, fulfilled, financially abundant, and you are meant to be loved. So completely drenched in love that you are afraid of nothing because you know who you are in the divine. You know how loved you are. You know you're safe. You know you're supported. However, here we are talking about being a slave under or master over money. Now, of course, we all know that we're meant to be master of money, right? However, a lot of spiritual people, as much as they would say that they're not motivated by money, will actually spend most of their life doing things just for money. and refusing to do other things because of the lack of money in their bank balance, as if money gets to determine what they do or do not do. And it seems like a reasonable way to live. It is the way we've been trained to live. If your bank balance says you can't do it, that must mean that you cannot do it. Nonsense. If your bank balance means it says you can't, well, if your bank balance is low, it means, okay, so how can I? How can I do it? Rather than, oh, well, that must mean I can't do it. That just limits you so much because money is not supposed to be your master. You are supposed to be master over it. And the crazy thing is that most spiritual people do not realize that even when they say things like, oh, I'm not motivated by money, but then spend all their life doing things just based on how much money they have, they are motivated by money. And it's like, and it's such an uncomfortable conversation to have with some spiritual people, but it cannot be us, okay? We are deliberate millionaires. We cannot shy away from these conversations. We cannot pretend that it's not affecting you. Because I've been doing this and I've trained myself to see the divine as my source. And even I can sometimes get a little bit nervous when I'm pushing myself way beyond my current financial whatever it is, wherever I am financially right now. But in order for me to continue to expand, I have to. You cannot, if you don't, then you stay, because you're either growing or you're shrinking. Let's just be honest. You're either growing or you're shrinking. Okay, most people are shrinking because they think that you have to keep living within the limitations that your bank balance puts on you. That makes you a slave of money. That makes you a slave of money. There's a saying in the Bible about you cannot serve both God and money. And people will quote this thing at you and quote this thing at you, but then you look at people's lives and you see that actually, is this actually what the divine told you to do? Is this actually how the divine wants to express through you? Or is it what money is telling you you can do now do? And you're telling yourself that you're being reasonable and you're being sensible, but really what you're being is you're living by sight, not by faith. Now, am I saying that we should all be crazy and silly? No. No, I'm not saying that you should just go out and start spending money willy-nilly, but I am saying that when you limit yourself based on how much is in your bank account, do you actually have faith? Do you actually have faith? Are you actually serving the divine? If you're quoting that Bible verse of serve God and money and blah blah blah, you can't serve both God and money. The truth is, no. If you are seeing money as your source, and it's so subtle, this thing, because you have been trained your whole life to live within your means. And I'm not saying that that's completely wrong, but it can be taken to such extremes by most people that becomes normal, that their whole life is determined by how much is coming in their bank account. You cannot make life decisions based on money. You determine what your vision is, what you have decided is going to happen, and then you expect to manifest the money. And when I say manifest the money, not just by saying I'm going to manifest money, and then you go and pray and you maybe fast a bit, and then, oh well, it didn't happen. That must mean that it's not of God. So therefore, I suppose I have to live within my means. No, that's not faith. Faith is when you're doing both the practical and the internal to ensure that, no, I get to determine what I do, not money. Money is it's not even, it doesn't have life even. You're the one that gives the energy, you're the one that gives it meaning, you're the one that determines money, because ultimately divine love flows through you. You can manifest, you can use that love in any way that you would like to, as in to manifest whatever you want, because wherever you place your focus, that thing must show up in your physical reality. Now, if you're not versed, if you're not well practiced at doing this, it can sometimes take a while between you deciding this is what I want and you seeing the physical manifestation of it, because there's lots of blocks and things in the way that you need to kind of get out of the way, so that when you say a thing, things start to happen, and it starts to happen faster and faster the more you practice. However, if you keep limiting yourself based on, oh well, this is what I have in my bank account, so that must be all I can do. So when I'm speaking to people trying to get a business off the ground, and it's like, oh well, I have to wait until I've saved up the money. It's like, honey, you will never start then. Why? Because we live in a world where actually you always make just enough to survive. And maybe even just a little bit less than that. Which is why people get more and more into debt. And then they feel even more trapped. even more trapped, even more trapped. And then when it comes to starting a business, really you want to start a business with other people's money, as in you use credit or whatever. Listen, I'm still asking you to be well. No, I'm not a financial advisor. Let me say that. So if you listen to me and then just go and start using credit cards any old willy-nilly way without making an internal commitment to yourself that this money that I'm spending is going to come back. I will never stop creating my business until I succeed. If you do not have that kind of attitude, do not listen to what I'm saying. Okay, just go back and live your little life ultimately. But if you have made a decision inside of you, like I did, because when I started, I did not have money. I just come out of being bankrupt, for goodness sake. I didn't have money, didn't have credit. I had to make a decision inside of me that this money that I'm borrowing, it must come back to me. I will keep working my ass off until this money returns to me. And so that is exactly what happened and continues to happen. Okay? Because I refuse to allow money to determine my life. What of you? So there you are, relying on your steady paycheck. Okay? Thinking that that's safe, that's responsible, but then also telling yourself that you live on a fixed income. And so therefore there's only so much you can do, blah, 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 blah. And so limiting yourself or staying in a job that you do not even like. Honey, that feels to me like you're selling your soul for money. You're selling your soul for money. And so many spiritual people do this, where you're in a job you don't even like. And every day you wake up and you think, oh, I have to go and do that again. And you go and do it again. And why are you doing it? For money. For money. Though you would say that you are not motivated by money. I'm not saying that everybody needs to quit their job like immediately, but I am saying, have you started putting a plan together on how you're going to get out of that job? For real. Have you, or are you telling yourself, well, I have no choice. This is what I trained for, and so therefore I have to stay here forever. I trained to be a pharmacist. I'm not a pharmacist anymore. So it's nonsense. It does take courage, no doubt about it. But you can start to build something, a side hustle or something alongside what you are doing, and with the intention, with the very firm decision that the money must come through and it must start to replace this crazy job that you do not enjoy. But you're the one that makes this decision. The money cannot make the decision for you. But most spiritual people allow money to make the decision for them, and so they remain trapped. Do not be that person. Do not be that person, or avoiding debt at all costs, except when you're buying something that you really shouldn't be buying. It's like when I went to debt the very first time and ended up going bankrupt. Although, you know, with the wisdom I have right now, I probably would have found a different way around it, but I didn't know what I didn't know until I knew. Okay. But, you know, for the first set amount of debt that I got into, it was all completely consumer stuff. As in just buying stuff or trying to help everybody else, help everyone else by giving them money or taking them places and blah, 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 because I really want to be blessed, to be a blessing, not realizing that I wasn't at that place yet, but I was trying to please everyone with money, with money, with money. Because I thought, yeah, money would get people's approval. I would be saying yes to people when they ask me for things. But ultimately, I got myself into a heck of a lot of debt. And there was no reason for it in some ways when I look back. Yes, I've learned lessons and blah, 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 blah. And there's a gift that comes out of that. I'm thankful for it because ultimately all of that brought me to being who I am right now. But you know what? I got into debt when I started my business as well. But it was different. Why? Because all of it was invested into business growth. So I was investing money that would come back to me. Whereas before I was just spending money. Basically, I was just spending money and it disappeared and I had no awareness of what was going on. And so I was a slave of money. Whereas now I'm master of money. So yes, I use debt. I use it for my purposes. I use it to increase my income. I use it to increase my wealth. I am deliberate about it. You can be as well. I have become master of money. So can you be, rather than slave of money. We're so scared about getting into debt, thinking it means something horrible about you. It doesn't mean anything about you that you're in debt. It just means, okay, it's time for me to manifest some more money. Manifesting, please, is not just you sitting around saying, praying, I did some fasting and I affirmed a little bit. No, it includes all of that stuff, but it also includes taking firm action in the direction of what it is that you want. In this case, more money. Deciding that you are going to create more money. The more people you serve, the more money you make. Listen to that. The more people you serve, the more money you make, unless you are getting in the way of that, which a lot of spiritual people do get in their own way. They serve a lot of people, but refuse to allow themselves to make money from it, which is kind of crazy, but that's what a lot of spiritual people do. You cannot be that kind of spiritual person, okay? We are ambitious spiritual people who want the best of everything, and there ain't nothing wrong with that, okay? So yes, we don't avoid debt. We use it. We use it for our own benefits, okay? We decide this, I'm going to use somebody else's money and I'm going to increase my wealth, and that's exactly what you do. So you figure out how to do it, you learn how to do it, you come and work with me or work with a coach or a mentor to ensure that you are using your money in the most efficient way to get the results that you want. Or another way that you can be a slave under money is where you think the amount of money in your bank balance means something about who you are as a person. Nonsense. Nonsense, nonsense, nonsense. Your financial worth does not determine your personal value at all. You are priceless. You are one with the divine. You are powerful. You are limitless. You are priceless. You have value that has nothing to do with how much money you do or do not have. Okay. So even this whole, I'm going to charge what I'm worth. Charge what you're worth, honey. You can't charge what you're worth because you are priceless. Okay. You can't charge what you're worth because you are priceless. So forget all of this trying to charge what you're worth. No. When you're making decisions about your pricing, it has nothing to do with your worth. Okay. It has nothing to do with your worth. It's just simply to do with what is the value of the service you're providing or the product you're selling, not you. Okay. And when you think your bank balance determines how valuable you are, and you know what, I was brought up in an environment where you had to look a certain part, you had to look wealthy and look rich and all of that stuff, and even if you were dying inside, you're supposed to look good. Because the amount of money you have in some way was supposed to define just how valuable you are. That can lead to, it can lead to burnout. It can lead to, I have no issue with burnout, frankly. If you get burned out, rest and come back. But if you're being driven by this internal, who knows what, this internal craziness, where you're comparing yourself with other people, or you're never feeling enough, you never feel as if you've done enough, you're good enough, that's the kind of burnout that you can never recover from. Because you are making money means something about you. It means nothing about you, except that you've chosen not to have it or chosen to have it. One or the other, okay? So stop associating your worth with money. It's not. It's your self-worth is nothing to do with your net worth. Nothing at all, okay? Nothing at all. Who you are is enough. You and the divine are enough. You are enough. Really know that to the core of your being. Money is a tool. It's just a tool for you to use to create life experiences, to do whatever you want to do in this physical reality. It's also, it's love materialized for sure. It's divine love materialized, but then everything is divine love materialized. So don't see money as some kind of special thing. It's just simply a choice. Am I going to make it? Am I not going to make it? Am I going to keep figuring out how to make it? So if you're in business or something and business isn't working, you can make it mean something horrible about you. But whilst you're making it mean something horrible about you, you're not doing the simple things that would actually bring more money in, which is, okay, something about what I'm doing is not appealing to the people I would like to serve. So how can I tweak it? How can I change it so that it does actually appeal to them? Instead, you're busy thinking, oh, it's because the divine doesn't love me, or it's because I've done something at some point, and so now I'm suffering the consequences of that something. And so you're looking in the wrong place for the solution, when actually it's a very practical thing. You're not taking the physical action required to make the money. That's it. But if you are blocked up and you have all of these ideas inside of you about money, you will keep looking in the wrong place, telling yourself it's because of this or it's because of that, and you'll never look at what actually just needs to change. Okay, I'm not saying don't expect miracles, because miracles can happen. Absolutely, the divine can use all kinds of different ways to get money to you, but a lot of the time, particularly for business owners who have been struggling in business for a long time, usually, especially if you're spiritual, you're so caught up in trying to figure out what your blocks are and what you've done wrong and this and that and the other, that you don't realize the block is that you think there's a block. When actually it's kind of a weird one, because yes, the block is that you think there's a block, one, so you're not looking at the practical things that you can do that will change things. But also, the reason why you're not looking at the practical things that you think that would actually change things is probably because of a block. So there probably is some kind of block there, but there's also practical action that needs to happen. So it's kind of a weird mixture of things because we're human beings and we gotta make everything as complicated as possible, which again is why I work with clients to help them to unpick all of this stuff. Because if you're trying to do it on your own, you kind of get even more mixed up in the mishmash craziness that, that you have made your life. You don't realize you're doing it because you're right in the middle of it, in the noise, the nonsense of the drama. So you're just making it even more noisy, nonsensy, and drama-ish or dramatic, and you don't know you're doing it. You don't know you're doing it. But when you could actually be doing very simple things that would tweak the amount of money you're allowing into your life. Sometimes you just need an objective viewpoint. There's nothing, you just need it. You need to get over any pride or fear around this. Again, if money is your master, you won't want to spend the money. It's necessary to get the support you need to move forward because you're trying to figure it out on your own. You're telling yourself you don't have enough money to do that, and you're waiting until you have a surplus of money, which will be never, because the only way you're going to get the surplus of money is if you actually handle this stuff. Basically, so you're waiting until you have surplus of money, and it's like, yeah, well, that's not going to happen, is it? Because you don't know how to get the surplus of money. So, so it becomes a horrible, horrible situation, and people begin to feel quite trapped. And for that, I feel sympathy for you, but sympathy is not going to help you. It does take courage. It takes courage for you in the face of what seems to be a really low bank balance that you choose still to step out and get support. If not, you're going to be stuck there forever. And it's like, are you going to continue to be a slave of money, or are you going to take authority, take dominion over your finances for real? Okay? Because finances are supposed to be your tool. They're not supposed to be your master. But you are the one that gets to determine whether you're going to keep treating it as a master or you will become the master. The choice is yours. Are you going to keep living this scarcity mindset kind of life? There's never enough money and I need to store everything. And because it limits your ability to be creative. It keeps you in this cycle of fear and limitation. Are you done with it? Whereas when you open up to know and really know that the divine is your source, not just something you talk about or sing about when you're at your religious organization, but really live it. Really live it. Really. And I mean, because even some people that really live it, they live it still thinking that the divine is very stingy with them. So, so they're just above broke. No, that's not. That you don't. That's the divine is abundant. So why do you think you need to be in lack or just enough? Come on now. It's time to stop accepting these things as though they are real, as though it is the only truth. It's time to find the courage to step out of your comfort zone, even when your bank balance is telling you better just stay small. You decide, no, you know what? No, I have dominion in my life. I get to choose to change things. I'm changing things. I'm done with living this small life. Okay? The choice is always yours. And if you're too scared to talk about money, was it some person, I don't know, one of my posts put something on there about, oh, spirituality is so different from money. We can't talk about money and spirituality. If you're spiritual, you shouldn't really be thinking about money. And I knew immediately this person is broke. This person is broke because as a true spiritual, you know everything is spiritual. There's no aspect of your life that isn't spiritual. Okay, everything started from within. Everything is spiritual. Everything is. So you can't, oh, the money is that thing over there that we try not to talk about. It's a taboo. We don't talk about that because we don't want to appear to be just about the money. You are just about the money because most of the time, your whole life is being determined by how much money you do or do not have. Come on, take back authority. Decide what it is that you want, and then decide that money must show up to support you in creating what you want. And then start taking action as well as the internal action and the external action. So yeah, do all the manifestation stuff like visualizing and affirming and praying and fasting if you're into fasting and all of that stuff. Do all of that stuff, but also, so I get a copy of my book, the Remove the Blocks book, because it will help you clarify your purpose. It will help you see these blocks and figure out how to get rid of them. And also it gives you a step-by-step plan on how to make more money whilst transforming people's lives. So you have an actual strategy there that you can use to make money rather than just praying and affirming and clearing. These things are useful, but on their own will only get you to, it will make you feel good inside, but it won't actually make you less broke if you do not do the actions that are going to bring money in. Money itself, it's straightforward. It's simple. It doesn't always feel it. I'm not gonna lie. It doesn't always feel it, particularly when if you're growing a business and you haven't sussed out that perfect consumer market fit or whatever they call it. Then yeah, it can feel harder than you ever like to believe it can be. But the truth of the matter is, when you really take a step back and look at money, you realize if I serve more people and ask to get paid for it, I will make money. That's all there is to it. That's really all there is to it. That's all there is to it. However, when you have all of these weird limiting ideas inside of you, or ideas of what you think the divine thinks about money, and you see the divine as some kind of judgmental, stingy kind of God that only gives when you've done really, really well, when actually that's not what the divine is doing at all. It's you doing it because you believe that's what the divine is doing. So you're acting as though it's true, but you can't see it because you're right in the middle of your craziness and you don't realize you're being crazy. So which is why I do these things, to help you see where you're getting in your own way. Money is meant to serve you. Hear me. Money is meant to serve you. In whatever area of your life where you are, as in you are being a slave to money, as in you are literally limiting yourself based on how much money you have or do not have, honey, you in that area are acting like a slave of money. In that area, you are worshiping. If you like that Bible verse about you can't worship God and money, you are choosing to worship money over choosing to worship God. You may not realize that that's what you're doing, but that's why I'm trying to be as clear as possible with you. If money determines what you do, you are slave of money. If you determine what you do and then decide that money must come in to support what you have chosen to do, then you are master of money. It's kind of that simple. It's not the way the world has taught us, though. The world has taught us that we should limit ourselves based on how much money there is. The number of arguments that happen as a result of money in families, it's horrible because people have become slaves of money. And if you are that ambitious spiritual person and you're fortunately in partnership with someone who doesn't get it, it can be difficult. Do not come down to their level. Invite them up to yours. There may be times when they really just can't get you. That's okay. Do not go back down trying to be in the fear with them. Stay where you are. In time, they will see. Or they won't. It's up to them. You know the truth. The divine is your source, not money. You are master over money. Okay? You are master over money. Really own that. And understand this as well from a very, as a spiritual person and connected to the divine, know this. It's all already yours. It is all already yours. It's all already yours. Whatever money, whatever thing it is that you're seeking to manifest in your life, it's all already yours. In fact, the moment you said it, the moment you decided that this must happen, it is yours. I want you to start imagining that there is a storehouse in your inner kingdom, okay, that is just waiting for you to avail yourself of it, for you to finally realize that you are one with the divine and you are limitless. It is all already yours. I want you to go through the day affirming to yourself over and over and over again, whenever you feel any fear around money or anything, it is all already mine. It's all already mine. But remember, it's not enough just to affirm. You must also be taking action in the direction of what it is you want. And that can sometimes be the most difficult thing to do, because if you have been so trained to feel despair around money in your how much money is in your bank balance, that you can start claiming it's all already yours, but then you'll find it so hard to take action because there's a part of you thinking, I don't really believe that. And if I take some action and it doesn't quite work, I might end up even worse than I am right now. And is there a point? Can it ever change? Blah, blah, blah. You have to retrain yourself. You have to retrain yourself. The reason why you think this way is because you've gotten into the habit of thinking this way. Listen, get the book, remove the blocks. It will help you to start. But then as you come deeper into the Deliberate Millionaire community, yeah, come and work with me. Let me help you reverse these ideas inside of you. Let me help you see these ideas. Listen, I went bankrupt, okay? It doesn't mean anything about you if you've gone bankrupt. You know how many successful people have been bankrupt at least once or twice in their life? And can I tell you, the most successful people are there because they failed even more than you have dared to. Am I saying that we should go chasing failure? No. But I am saying that to become authority over money, yeah, the chances are you're going to fail a few times because you have been so programmed to do silly things when it comes to money and you don't realize it. And the only way for you to realize it sometimes is to go through and do something stupid and realize, oh, I'm not doing that again. Where did that come from? Wake up. You are meant to be authority over money. Stop allowing it to limit you, to make you play small, to keep you in a tiny little box. You are meant for more. Okay? You are meant for more. For real. Okay? Okay. I'm going to leave it at that for today. You are a master over money. Remember, it is all already mine. Affirm it to yourself over and over again. See the storehouse within your heart. It's all already mine. It's all already mine. The moment I decreed something must come to pass, it became mine. In fact, it's always been mine. It's just waiting for me to avail myself of it. It's all already mine. Start affirming that. When you feel fear around money, it's all already mine. What's the next step? What's the best, most joyous thing I can do next to live in my vision? It's all already mine. It's all already mine. Okay? Okay. You are master of money. You are not slave of money. Okay? Until the next time, my love, share this with somebody else. Go and get a copy of Remove the Blocks. Okay? It's time to clarify your purpose, to leave behind the pain of the limiting beliefs of the past, and to put it together a whole step-by-step plan on exactly how to increase, to add another stream of income to your life. Okay? So you're no longer talking the nonsense of, I have a fixed income. No, you don't. You just have a fixed mindset and you're done with that. So you're done with that, okay? You are done with that. You are master of money. Go and get a copy of the book. The link is around this video or the link is in my bio. Go get a copy of the Remove the Blocks book. Use it. Use it. Share this video with somebody else. Until the next time, my loves, much amazing love. Go forth and prosper.